this I'm keeping secrets in my head, or any space you can find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Oh boy, I almost let it get to me here. But I won't because I care. This is Butch On Sports, Simply Butch is here, and as always, thanks for tuning in, boys and girls, for another edition of Butch On Sports. Yes, indeed, I'm happy, and I hope you're happy too. We give you some sports news that you can't get enough of on Wednesday. Yes, we are officially over the hump today. Yours truly, a little bit under the weather here, but hopefully I get a good night's sleep and etc., 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 and be able to make it for the day or for the rest of the week. And meanwhile, talking about the rest of the week, right now the Tigers are playing the Cleveland Indians, no score right now as that game is going on in Cleveland. Anything, updates, whatever we may have for you, we'll try to get it to you soon as possible while we're on this particular journey called a podcast there. In the meanwhile, let's talk about the Detroit Lions per se there. We talked about a little on Sunday, but now it's Wednesday, almost ready to get on that plane on Saturday morning, Friday night, and hit Philadelphia there for a treasured victory, hopefully against the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. But they'll be waiting for them because they're stinging from a loss from the Atlanta Falcons on Monday night there. However, in the meanwhile, the Detroit Lions have released running back C.J. Anderson and quickly cutting ties with players who helped them. The Los Angeles Rams, by the way, reached the Super Bowl. Detroit made it relatively a surprise move that Tuesday night after adding running back Paul Perkins off of waivers from the New York Giants. Anderson ran for 43 yards on 16 carries in 2 games. He was backing up Kerryon Johnson. Again, C.J. Anderson was a pretty doggone good, steady runner there. He has 3,497 yards rushing, 22 touchdowns, with his career with Denver, Carolina, Los Angeles, and just recently cut from the Detroit Lions there. The Giants drafted Perkins, on the other hand, in the 5th round 3 years ago. And then he has also gained right now at this present 546 yards, 208 yards receiving. It's earlier that day on Tuesday, the Lions also signed quarterback Jeff Driscoll to add depth along with rookie David Blanche behind Matthew Stafford. They released quarterback Josh Johnson. They are flipping quarterbacks like they're flipping coins. They're talking about the Detroit Lions, that is there. Maybe one day the prince will come. And then they'll have it all settled, at that point in time. The Lions also announced yesterday that they have signed free agent Nick Brissett to their practice squad, which is also another running back. So, indeed, not desperate per se. Yes, they are. I'll take that lie back. Doing a lot of work, much work to do when it comes down to dealing with the players and everything going on. In the meanwhile, as I was promised, like Sunday, I said something that I'll get you some more goodies there. So, we take the time out. I really care. I really do. So, this one is with Marvin Jones in the locker room on Sunday, boys and girls. After the game, kind of complimenting everyone around him. Let's get a little whistle of him right now.
Because you know what they're expecting. They're gonna run the ball, try to run the clock out. So you got to do something different to get that first down. And Jesse made a big time play and was able to hang on to it and get the first.
Matthew said after last week you felt you were really close to breaking a few. You still feel like the run game's sort of making that progress?
Yeah, I mean, again, like last week, I missed 1 or 2 runs that probably should have been 10+ yard runs, and I got to break a little bit more attack. Our line is doing what they can do, man. We're playing against some heavy backs, some heavy and good defenders down there, so I've got to do my part and break a few more tackles to get those big runs, but it's coming, and when it does, we'll all be happy about it. So,
what does it mean to make a key change on the offensive line because of injury? You just kind of hung along and not.
Yeah, I mean, we're all part of the same team. We all know that this is the NFL, man. The game is too physical. It's too long for every single starter to be out there every single week. So Crosby was ready to step in. He stepped in, and hey, I think he, I'm no O-line coach, but I think he played well considering, you get thrown in on a week where you play Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. That's a tough task for any second-year tackle, and he held his own.
What was working for you guys so well on that touchdown drive in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we were balanced. We were able to run the ball here and there, check down pass here and there, and then we get the ball to McKinney. And anytime we put the ball up near his vicinity, all of us think we have a good chance of coming down with it. And he did, and he's a big-time player. He made a big-time play.
Yeah, one more about Stafford. He has a couple of tough trips on deep balls, but the money's on the line. Right to go. What does that say about him?
He does not get scared at all. He wants to score, make the play. And sometimes, when you're a running back, you want to make a big-time run, you may fumble. But if you're a quarterback, you may throw an interception. But he's not going to come back and get down or think about it or dwell on it. He's going to come back, he's going to sling it again. And he did, and he won us the game.
Yes, he did. And guess what, boys and girls? I did it again to you there. I gave the wrong name. Too bad, huh? No, that was Kerryon Johnson talking to you here. Oh, I'm losing my mind because I'm getting so much information on Sunday. It was ridiculous here. Maybe that's why I'm down in the dumps and whatnot here and trying to build my resistance back up. I don't know. But yes, that was Kerryon Johnson talking after the game there, and he did give a good synopsis of what happened in the fourth quarter with the Detroit Lions and Matthew Stafford per se. They did not back down. He is one of the best in the business, really back in the fourth quarter. Just too bad that they just can't get a lead, hold it there, and act like a decent team with some prowess there and keep things on the thin and narrow there. Just stop sending people to the emergency rooms during the last minute of the games and stuff there. Talking about emergencies in the last minute of the game. Calvin Johnson, the Detroit Lions wide receiver, former Detroit Lions wide receiver, he opened up about his retirement with SI Sports. There is some conversation he had about his former team and some concussions, and also talk about his cannabis business. Now, if you want to hear the full interview in its entirety, go to SITV, Sport Illustrated TV, because he made a mention about, and one of the reasons he did go, and he made no line, you can hear that on the SI interview, is that he felt the Detroit Lions were not serious about winning a title. And it goes all the way back to the year before he decided to leave the Detroit Lions. Then when they got rid of Ndamukong Suh, that was his adios signal that he needed to go. And you know what? You can't blame the guy here because we haven't seen nothing from the Lions ever since. Right now, it has been a roller coaster, and hopefully that roller coaster of changing players and doing things here will help the Lions and maybe not hurt the Lions because they'll really be roaring or revving up, I should say. And they can't get this year together in return. St. Sean Payton won't be naming the starting quarterback between Teddy Bridgewater and Tyson Hill. Bridgewater started last week. Tyson Hill got into the game and did very well. So Sean Payton of the New Orleans Saints has not named that particular there. And as you heard, hopefully you heard by now, Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers, gone for the year. Drew Brees, 6 weeks or maybe more. Eli Manning, he's been benched. In tune for Daniel Jones, who the Giants have thought very much so about. He had a pretty doggone good preseason there. So they're going to give him the opportunity to care. They are. They really are. As far as those other quarterbacks concerned, those are time for those particular write-ins or whatever it may be to step it on in. And while you hear all that stuff, you still hear about Colin Kaepernick. He said that he's in the best shape of his life and he wants to return to the NFL. But would you think he would go and be a part of it? His agent said he's reportedly reached out to some teams desperate for quarterback help. But I think he's blackballed, boys and girls. And the NFL won't say it. And I just did. Because if that was the case and they know all of this, he would be on somebody's team by now. He really would. The Detroit Lions have named Eric Stiegel of Granville High School this week's Week 3 recipient of the 2019 Farm Bureau Insurance of Michigan High School Football Coach of the Week program. Stiegel, Bulldog has defeated previously undefeated Grand Rapids Forest last week by a score of 32-29 to improve its record of 3-0. Granville is currently ranked number 4 in Division 1. So hip hip hooray for them. Detroit Red Wings win last night in exhibition against the Chicago Blackhawks. They'll be getting in tune with the Chicago Blackhawks tonight at the United Center in about an hour from now. As we do this podcast right now, it's about at the bottom of 7:30, 32 after. So about an hour from now in Chicago, 7:30 that time, they'll be having some hockey before the Red Wings be coming back on Friday and be shooting and shopping against the New York Islanders there. I'm going to attend that game and see if I can get some goodies for you guys for the Sunday program, by golly, along with we'll have some highlights and stuff there, what the Lions did and what they did right. And hopefully a win for both of those particulars will be had in depth there. It really would. Michigan this week will take on Wisconsin and the Big Ten football. And also Michigan State, who is really their little toesies and woesies and shot themselves in the foot and lost the game last week. They'll be getting ready for the Big Ten. See, we will be playing Northwestern. That is not no spring chicken per se, but they're not to be sit up there and taken lightly. So both teams can try to be successful this week. Michigan got the tougher of the battle there going up in Madison, but again, going against Northwestern is no spring chicken for Michigan State. If they don't score, they won't roar. I tell you that right now. I tell you that personally. Now tonight, boys and girls, I'm going to end this podcast there because I said I was under the weather tonight. So I care to do so. I saw a couple good things here, at least right now in the middle of the week before Over the Hump Day can commence. Carl Yastrzemski's grandson from the San Francisco Giants is in Boston. Now I remember Yastrzemski very well, but now he's in the Hall of Fame and enjoying retirement. Got to see his grandson bob a ball over the center field fence. And that was a high fence, too. And a long way out. and I just saw him a few minutes ago, throw out the first pitch to his grandson. Very unusual indeed, but it happened. It happened. Carissa Shields, by the way, they announced her fight that's going to be in October on Showtime. We'll discuss that Sunday, too, of some of the pre-matches that's going to be taken involved in that great match up in Flint, her hometown. Again, it's going to be on Showtime. If you have it, you'll be able to watch it. If you don't, oh well. You'll see it some other medium there. And tonight is the night that begins NXT on the USA Network. I tell you, more wrestling, because SmackDown in 2 weeks is leaving. Today, Fox rolled in a tractor trailer, not a tractor trailer per se, but a big semi-trailer with Drew McIntyre in Detroit today, talking about the move to Fox on Friday night. Wrestling on Friday night. Can you dig it, boys and girls? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Of course, I don't want to forget the TNT's AEW, All Elite Wrestling. That's also going to be on Wednesday night. So it's going to be a pickle full of stuff there. I don't know if NXT going to be on for an hour or 2 hours. It seems like if they rise true to form, it'll be on an hour. But that's okay. Wrestling is wrestling. Good wrestling is better. But it'll be on the air. And finally, boys and girls, tonight is the big night that we will find out if the Detroit Youth Choir wins on American Got Talent. I know all you have voted up to 7 o'clock in the morning this morning. So we'll find out if they got the votes and everything else to go ahead on and trip the light fantastic. By the way, win, lose, or draw, they will be commemorated. We're talking about the DYC at campus marches on Friday. I don't have the time for that, but they're all supposed to gather down at campus marches downtown Detroit to be commemorated. That's going to be something else, something very special indeed there, where the city can come out and voice their thanks for some excitement. Especially that $1 million richer there, it'll really be some hum-humming. Now, there might be some celebration, like clearing the streets and whatever it may be, like if it was a World Series or something being done in the city of Detroit. That would be something special as well here. You know what I'm saying, boys and girls? You know what I mean. Yes, you do. You know what I mean, up close and personal. Yes, you do. I'm not going to mess with you on that there. Butch On Sports is a presentation of Hold My Darling Productions. You can always check out Butch On Sports on Facebook. Go to Butch On Sports on Facebook. Give me a like or 2 or 3, a love or whatever. Write me a letter. Hey, I'll listen to you and I'll write you back. You can also catch the game, sports show. .popbean.com is another central place that you can hear Butch On Sports indeed. iTunes is another way you can do it, and especially you can go to Podomatic. Yes, type in SIMPLYBUTCH .podomatic.com, and you can get it there as well. I am done for the rest of the week here. Doing podcasts right now. I'm going to watch the game on Friday down there at Little Caesars Arena. Oh, and then, next Sunday we will talk about how naked Joe Louis Arena look right now, because they done tore up everything but the steel stuff. You can see the doggone river through the doggone stadium now. Oh, well. Hey, have a great, great weekend, boys and girls. And check me out on Sunday. We talk about Lions and some other good stuff there. Hey, have a great weekend and be safe.